Hello, good morning, everybody. I am trying to sort out and declutter my life, and I've just come across this book by Imogen Parker, The Men in Her Life, a sparkling novel of wit, sadness, and woman's resilience from the Sunday Mirror. Now, my sister brought me this book for my birthday years and years and years and years ago. It's one of those things that we do. It's kind of like a bit of a family tradition. I always buy people books for their birthdays and stuff. And I think I may have actually read this one, but I don't really remember it. So one of the things that I'm endeavouring to do more is read more books. Now, I'm going to be straight with everybody. I have dyslexia. And the first thing that obviously puts me off reading any type of book is whether or not I can actually read it. Obviously, it's not rocket science. I am still reading The Tattooist of Auschwitz, which was loaned to me by a friend. So I do get in the habit of reading one or more books at the same time on occasions. Now, the reason why I've probably not read this book, or I don't remember reading this book, is because of the size of the font. I'm not blind, but what actually happens is I've just ended up having to update my prescription from my for my eyes, for my glasses. But what actually happens with me when I'm trying to read something, I will end up reading probably the same line 2 or 3 times. I can read black on white, but everyone who knows me knows that I actually find it easier to read black on green background or green writing. And it's I saw an Uptown pathologist for this. But because obviously when you're younger, when you're a child, when you're at school, you always get taught to read like this. So you don't know any better. And the way that obviously I found out was when I was 16 years old and I got diagnosed with dyslexia. And so whenever I type anything online, if anyone's ever saw anything I've typed, I will actually use green font. It makes it a lot easier for me to understand it. It makes it a lot easier for me to read it. I'm not saying I can't read black on white, but it just takes me twice as long. One person recommended that I just do everything via audio. I could do, and I have done in the past. I actually have read The Glass Castle on audio after seeing the movie. I managed to find it on YouTube, and I read the book in its entirety by listening to it on audio. But for me personally, I like things that are quite tactile. Again, it's part of like my sensory processing issues that I have. And yes, you can get things on Kindle, and then there's pros and cons about using blue lighting, etc. But for me personally, there's nothing more rewarding, and I always say it to my children as well. I try to have what is called a no technology day once a week in my house. It's usually a Sunday. And when I used to live on the narrowboat with their dad, he always used to read